representative will be with you shortly.
Yeah, who's speaking again? Roxanne?
Yes.
Hey, Roxanne, I don't know if I talked to you earlier or not, but I got one question. We live in an HOA community. The City of Phoenix came out and tagged a vehicle, the City of Phoenix Police Department. And then later, when we're trying to get it moved after the 72-hour code violation of it, they claim, sorry, City of Phoenix can't come on private property because you guys are in an HOA a community. So even though the orange sticker is still on the vehicle of the owner, and it's like a month, what can we do about an abandoned vehicle code?
Okay, so yes, you did speak with me earlier this morning.
Okay.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I just want to know. And forgive me because, my mind's going, so I'm trying to, and I can't write fast, so, I'm trying to.
Give me a second.
All I'm trying to do is report it to the community neighborhood that, I have spoken to somebody from the city, because not everybody has the convenience of residing at home. In today's real world, some are working a couple jobs and can't even communicate to the city.
Give me 1 minute.
That's okay.
So I'm going to give you this contact number, and this guy's name is Justin, and he's with the police department, and Justin can probably help you with this or explain to you better what they're saying about it, more so than me.
Yeah, but isn't it still a code violation just to, I don't care if it's private property or, a property is a property, and as we discussed earlier, private property owners still have rights with weed control and dumping garbage in the area and yada, yada, yada. So don't we still have rights?
Yeah, but I explained to you, I work in neighborhood services. We don't deal with CCNRs at all. We don't care that you have a CCNR.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you speak with Justin because he does work with the police department, and maybe he can get something going for you. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, appreciate it. I'm telling you, it's hell getting old, and I haven't been officially diagnosed with dementia, but when you walk around in circles and looking for things, it's a terrible disease to have.
Okay, so I'm going to give you Justin's number, and then I'll transfer you to him. That number is going to be area code 602 495
Okay.
5376.
Okay, thank you.
And hold on 1 second.
Community Relations, this is Dawn.
Hey, Dawn, how are you today? Bear with me first of all, because I have figured out that I have signs of forgetfulness. Okay.
Okay.
So bear with me, and hopefully I won't call you back 5 times today.
Okay.
But anyways, the city transferred me over to you guys to talk to Justin, that he works with the police department. And even though we have a CCRs about abandoned vehicle, the city came out and orange tagged a vehicle. Officers was responded and they orange tagged a vehicle. And we're trying to get it straight to find out whether this vehicle is to be moved, or we got to be, as the CCRs or the HOA's community has to pay for a towing truck to move it. But what I understand from the city and city services and stuff, that nope, the police department, once it's been tagged, and then I got a phone call stating that, well, we made a mistake. We weren't supposed to come in there to tag a vehicle. So can somebody highlight me on the whole story about abandoned vehicles, even if you do have a CCR and you're in HOA community?
Okay. Let me put you on hold. Just a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Shared responsibility. Did you know you can apply for many building permits online? Check out more details at phoenix.gov/PDD. The busy summer travel season is in full swing. Travelers are reminded to give themselves plenty of time and arrive at the airport 2 hours before your flight departs. 3 hours if you're flying internationally. For more valuable and helpful travel tips, please visit skyharbor.com. Keep all soft plastics and plastic bags out of your recycling container. Also, do not bag recyclables. Simply toss items loosely into your recycling container to make sure they are properly sorted at the facility. To recycle plastic bags and other soft plastics, take them back to your local grocery or retail store. The city's Adopt a Street program empowers volunteer groups to help keep streets across Phoenix clean and beautiful. Plus, it also helps free up maintenance crews for other tasks and reduces the city's litter cleanup costs, saving taxpayer money. Adopt a street today and help keep our city streets clean and beautiful. Visit phoenix.gov for more information. Your city TV channel for news about Phoenix, Phoenix TV, brings you live coverage of city council and subcommittee meetings to keep you informed about issues that impact you and your neighborhood. Plus, see unique programs about services and resources that can help manage your daily life. Watch on Cottonfield Channel 11 or CenturyLink Channel 8005. It's officially summer, and that means remembering to stay cool and stay safe from the heat and monsoon. We have launched a summer safety campaign. Stay in the know by following #PHXSummer on social media or on our website at phoenix.gov/summer. Do you need to come to one of our Planning and Development Department help counters? You can check out the wait times on our webpage at phoenix.gov/PDD. We've got great educational TV shows for learners of all ages and commercial-free. Grow what you know with programs focusing on English, science, history, art, and foreign language on Cox Cable, Channel 99, and CenturyLink, Channel 8006. For the most up-to-date information about Phoenix, look to our website at phoenix.gov.
Sorry for keeping you holding so long. I'm still trying to find an officer that can help us, okay?
Okay, I really would appreciate it. But here's the thing, real quick before. Remember, I'm having Parkinson's and dementia, but I thought it would be like a code violation, and that's why I called the violation department. But they told me to talk to Justin in the police department. So.
Okay, yeah, and Justin that's in my department is not here right now, so
Okay.
I'm going to find someone else that can help you.
Okay, thanks.
This is the perfect family activity. Visit skyharbor.com/tours to schedule your tour today. smart tip to use during monsoon season and all year long. Sometimes pool chemicals become imbalanced after a storm. Don't backwash or pump pool water into the yard or the street. Try to use the water to irrigate landscaping. Or if you need help locating your sanitary sewer cleanout, call 602-256-3190. Do your part. Be Phoenix Water Smart. Phoenix Public Library's summer reading program for kids, teens, and adults starts June 1st and runs through August 1st. Register and play online, track your activities, and earn badges at maricopacountyreads.org. Visit a library near you for a variety of free summer reading programming for kids, teens, and adults. For more information, call 602-262-4636 or visit phoenixpubliclibrary.org. Our Planning and Development Department has a self-certification program that could help you fast-track your building project. Go to phoenix.gov/PDD for more information. Only 30% of Arizona's fourth grade students were reading proficiently in 2017. We need adult volunteers 50 years and older to help get local students reading at grade level by third grade. For information on how to become a volunteer, call 602-256-4388. The City of Phoenix reminds motorists, pedestrians, and bicyclists to stay safe when traveling on roadways. Motorists, stay alert. Look out for pedestrians and people on bikes. Pedestrians, you're also reminded to stay alert and always travel with caution. Bicyclists, ride with the flow of traffic, be predictable, and stay bright at night. And remember, roadway safety is a shared responsibility. Did you know you can apply for many building permits online? Check out more details at phoenix.gov/PDD. The busy summer travel season is in full swing. Travelers are reminded to give themselves plenty of time and arrive at the airport 2 hours before your flight departs. 3 hours if you're flying.
Okay, sir, I found an officer that should be able to answer your question, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Keep all soft plastics and plastic bags out of your recycling container. Also, do not bag. Hello?
Hi, officer. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Well, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name's John Redding, and I live in a HOA community out here in Levine. And at one time, I don't know the date because I'm not at the vehicle, obviously, but there was a vehicle that was tagged by the City of Phoenix Police Department upon our request, I guess. They tagged it. It was beyond 72 hours. It's been about a month or so now. The vehicle's still there. And actually, the plate on the vehicle was very suspicious. It didn't have a state identifiable, like Arizona. The bottom has Arizona, and then maybe Maryland or Ohio. So the state wasn't very identifiable at all. So when we called in the plate number to, the non-emergency number, they said, we can't find the vehicle. So when the officers came out and orange tagged it, I'm surprised they didn't take a look at the issue that we had with even the plate. But now the vehicle's been sitting out here for about a month and restricting people to get to the mailboxes. They were going to come out and take a look at the situation and contact me, but I heard that there's some kind of code violation that eliminates you guys from coming into the community to take out this vehicle. So from our standpoint, or my standpoint as a homeowner in a HOA, sir, is that anybody can come in here and just dump thousands and thousands of vehicles like a junkyard.
Okay. The first question is it a private community or are these City of Phoenix streets?
This is private.
Private. Okay, so yes, the HOA would have to take care of that and have those towed. And obviously, if they get towed, most HOAs have a hookup with the tow company, whereas they will come and pick up these vehicles that are in violation or have been parked there for a long time. And those tow companies will fine the owner if that owner decides to retrieve their vehicle. Hookup fees, mileage, and storage fees. And so it's to the disadvantage of the owner for parking their vehicle there and we do have the code for 72 hours. If it's parked and not moved at all, we go out there and orange tag it, but that's when it's on a city street.
Okay. So the orange tag that's on the vehicle right now was like they once called me, and like I said, you have to forgive me. I'm getting early stages like of Alzheimer's and dementia. And Parkinson's, so you got to forgive me, officer. But so can I have your name and badge number and a phone number in case any of our community... See, we've got those community things with the officers that come out, for the criminal side of things, but I don't know if this has ever been approached to the officers that came out. So that you're the first one that gave us a defined city thing about being on private property.
Yeah. What precinct are you out of, or what's your address, and I can find out what precinct you're out of.
Okay, the precinct I believe is the Australia precinct. I'm at 5717 W space T space Ryan RYAN Lane, Levine, Arizona 85339.
Okay. Yeah, so the Estrella Mountain and the Maryvale precinct are joined together, and we have community action officers, and this would be a perfect event for them to go out to that private community, have a community meeting, and explain what happens on private property versus public property as far as the streets go. And we still will respond, don't get me wrong, to any private property issue. Those officers should be informing the complainant on the call of what they are doing. And if they red tagged it, I can't speak on behalf of those officers who did the red tag, but they should know if it's private property, we don't do anything on private property. It has to be a public street for us to red tag it and have it towed by the city using our code enforcement.
Well, it's an orange tag. Looks orange to me, but then again, my eyesight could be wrong. But
there's another possibility, and because I haven't seen the tag, but you did say there was a code on there for the 72 hours, right?
Right.
And does it say the City of Phoenix on there? On the tag?
I believe, sir. Like I said, I'm on the phone in the home, and I'm not out there at the vehicle right at the corner, right at the time right now. But
the reason why I ask is a lot of the HOAs for private properties, they will have a person that will go around during the day or at night and make sure that the homeowners are in compliance with the CCRs. And I know this because I parked once out on the street, and I got an orange tag stating that I was not supposed to be doing this, according to the CCRs, that I needed to park in my driveway.
Right.
And so it was just a simple, hey, heads up, FYI, you can't be parking here. And then they said, if it continues, then you could get a violation placed on your house, as far as like a $25 violation fee. So that's just a suggestion. You can go and if that vehicle's still there and the tag is still there, you can determine whether or not it's a City of Phoenix tag or an HOA tag. If it's HOA, then they're just doing their job. If it's City of Phoenix tag, it may be an unexperienced or inexperienced officer, maybe not well versed on what we do on private property versus public property with those red tags. But again, the city of Phoenix, we won't, unless it is endangering someone, that vehicle, if it's blocking the roadway,
Right.
then at that time we may consider doing that, but it would have to go through a sergeant for approval.
Right, right. Well, the problem that we've got in our community, and it's been discussed with the meetings of the HOA, and the HOA knows that they didn't retain our security services, okay? So the after hours security thing, but because of costs, I guess. But the thing is that now they're suffering for doing that, even though the private security companies don't have the official police thing of arresting youth or arresting anybody that, because by the time they call you guys, and you guys are busy enough in inner city stuff, but by the time you guys get to the situation, more than likely the situation's already been solved. But the thing that we're worried about is when vehicles are blocking because of the shortness of the streets and the way they build it, and you got vehicles on one side and vehicles on the other side, it has been discussed about fire trucks and ambulances. So if a fire truck can't get through the area, then I guess they notify you guys, and somehow that vehicle or vehicles or group of vehicles will get moved.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes if it's an emergency that the fire department's rolling to, they will just move the vehicle themselves by pushing it with the truck and getting it out of the way. They'll break the glass. They have to run hoses across that truck. They just break the glass and run it through the car. They'll do what they need to do in any kind of emergency situation. But yeah, I mean, the HOA needs to kind of step up if this is. And before I go on any further with that, if officers were dispatched out there, what they should be doing, and because you mentioned the plate, they should be running the plate, and then they should also verify the plate to the VIN, the vehicle identification number that is on the vehicle, to make sure that that plate belongs to the vehicle. Because oftentimes, if it's a stolen vehicle, they will switch plate. And so you may get a plate that isn't showing stolen, but the VIN will show that it is, if that makes sense.
Right. No, I watch. Trust me, I watch a lot of that live PD and everything else. So yeah, I don't know your total job, but I don't want it. It's no part of what I want to do.
So they should be doing that if they're dispatched out there, and if they're leaving that vehicle there, then they're saying, hey, this vehicle isn't stolen. If it was, we would do the recovery. We would have our tow company come out and take it if the owner of that vehicle wasn't able to come pick it up themselves.
Okay.
But otherwise, if it's just a civil thing, if it's private property, then the HOA needs to take care of it and get it towed.
Okay, officer, I really appreciate it. So what we need to do is make sure that our HOA committee needs to get the, I had a short timer already, an all-timer thing. It's called the community officers to come out to one of our meetings.
Yes, sir. Community action officers.
Okay, all right.
And we call them CAOs for short, just the acronym.
Okay.
And if you contact the Maryvale Estrella Mountain Precinct at 602-495
Okay.
5008, the desk aide will put you in contact with the sergeant over the community action officers.
Okay.
And they can help address this with your community.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Have a good one.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.